This is from my website. This is on abuse. There are many types of abuses out there. Anywhere from sexual, psychological, mental, emotional, and physical. And those are very broad. They can get very intricate. Rather than get into the little stuff, as far as headings, I'm just going to say abuse. Abuse is a violation. A violation of you. Physically, emotionally, mentally, spiritually. As a shaman, the way I view abuse is a violation of trust. Trust is a very big thing. Violate trust and a lot of things go away. Depending on what time of your life this happens and by whom this happens from. I can't tell you that it's going to that as a shaman, I've got all the answers. But I can tell you what I've experienced and observed when I've done counseling with abuse. It's very simple. With abuse, the first thing that comes out is the violation. Then the symptoms that come along with the violation. The lack of trust, the lack of respect for yourself, for others, and it just cascades from there. Some show some symptoms of one thing, some show symptoms of another. Some end up with symptoms full on that look like PTSD, and some end up with more of addiction problems. It goes everywhere. It just depends upon how you, the self, or you, the human and the being, took it, how you coped with it. And I'm not telling you you're a bad person for coping with it in a specific way. And I'm not saying you're weak, because you aren't. You are not weak. Nobody is ever ready for to have any kind of violation against them. And even more of a thought on that is, how in the world could you be prepared for such a thing? You can't. So the coping mechanisms that would be there for many things probably aren't there for this. So, as a shaman, like I said, I see this as a violation. And a violation is not something that you have been prepared for. That being said, how do we deal with this? Well, my recordings deal with this in the most simplest terms. Anything that is done through abuse has an event that caused the abuse. So we have to break it down in that term. If it's an event, it's a traumatic event. And if it's a traumatic event, there's energy put into it that is keeping you from moving past it. And if I look at it that way, I, at that point, would say, okay, my recordings are going to help you remove the energy that is causing you to not be able to get past the events that are causing you harm and behavioral destruction. I'm not saying that if you right now are an addict or have major problems right now because you were abused, it's going to, boom, gone. No. What it will do, it'll remove the energy behind what put you in the position to where you felt the need to cope in possibly a negative behavioral way. And then give you the ability to look at what's going on and change that behavior without hurting. Because you do hurt. You feel that violated. It's personal. And the whole idea is to remove the energy that makes you feel that personal violation every day. Get rid of the negative so that it's just experience. And at that point, you can make the decisions to no longer repeat the patterns of hurt and abuse of yourself. Anytime someone has hurt you, abused you in some form or fashion, there is going to be trust factors. There's going to be respect problems. There's going to be violation problems. Identifying, seeing how you react, understanding how you react, and being able to feel like you have the ability to let go of are major factors in getting past and modifying your behavior back to where you aren't hurting yourself. And yeah, you may sit there and say, well, that sure sounds simple, but it isn't. And you're right, it isn't. But it's a lot harder if that energy is in place, keeping you from being able to help yourself. That's self-sabotage. And that's what I try to help you get rid of with these recordings, is the energy that sabotages you. So please, when you're considering my recordings, if you've been abused, think about what I've just talked about, and understand, I'm not here to hurt you. I have no agenda. I'm not here to cause you harm or influence you. I am here for you. I am neutral. I hope this finds you well, and I hope that I am able to guide you to your light at the end of the tunnel. Thank you.